skilled and athletic players both impact the game of basketball, specifically the NBA. So you might be asking first and foremost, what is a skilled and what is an athletic player in the NBA? Well, I'm going to break that down for you. So a skilled player is someone, as you can see right here, is someone who uses their basketball IQ, or knowledge of the game, or sheer talent to help their team succeed. While an athletic player is someone who utilizes their physical capabilities in order to succeed. Somebody who can jump the highest, somebody who can run the fastest in order to dominate the game. Breaking it down even further to statistics, I guess we're here for research purposes. I broke the difference between skilled players and athletic players down to different types of statistics in basketball. The first one, hustle stats. Hustle stats are something that I define as statistics that are closely related to athleticism and physical capability. 3 stats that I will be using for my research are blocks, steals, and rebounds, and skill stats. Skill stats are statistics that are closely related to basketball IQ, or sheer talent, like I said before, as well as the repetition of drills to achieve perfection. Something like assists, field goals made, and 3-pointers made. For those of you who might not know what an assist is in basketball, an assist is when you pass the ball to a teammate and they score in succession. And this relates to not just basketball, but other sports as well. I know hockey, any sport with a goal, hockey, soccer, all of these can be broken down to a difference between skilled and athletic players. So some questions to ask might be, well, one question that I ask about the physical players specifically. Why are physical players so dominant? Why is this, especially now more than ever, why are physical players dominating the game more than they ever have before? A question that I posed was, maybe it's evolution. Maybe it is the evolution of humans getting bigger, being able to run faster, being able to jump higher, and things of that nature. So just a little proof here. This chart before you, is titled Average Height of NBA Players from 1947 to 2015. As you can see in the chart, the average height of NBA players has increased since 1947 steadily. Peaks out at around 2001 at 79.93 inches. Kind of drops down a little bit, but it comes back up, and this is through 2015. 78.99 inches in 2015 is the average height of an NBA player, which is still higher than what it was in the mid to late 20th century. So as you can see in the chart, evolution definitely seems to be playing a part in the NBA. In sports in general, because when I did research for this, I saw a lot of other charts for a lot of different other sports that I didn't want to clutter all into one slide, but it's basically the same thing. Everybody's getting bigger, everybody's getting taller, so that led me to my research questions. And the type of research which you'll see in the upcoming slides, I have to pose questions like, 1, are assists in basketball more important than rebounding? 2, at the point guard position, is it more important for the starter to have a higher IQ or to be able to physically outwork their opponent? And 3, do the league's most successful teams have star players that acquire more hustle stats or skill stats? And like I said, hustle stats are relating more to blocks, steals, and things of that nature, which I will be coding for. And skill stats relate more to assists, field goals made, and 3-pointers made, which I will be coding for as well. So that leads me to my method. The method I chose to use for my experiment was content analysis. For those of you who are not familiar with content analysis, content analysis is when you code for exactly what you're researching. So I chose this method because it allowed me to get concrete statistics to help answer my research questions. So what I did was I watched 5 games of a particular NBA player, aka Stephen Curry, from his 2014 to 2015 season. I also watched 5 games of Russell Westbrook, which is also an NBA player, from his 2014-2015 season. And what I coded for from watching these games were the hustle stats of Westbrook total versus skill stats of Curry total. Now, those of you who might not be familiar with the NBA and the players in it, Stephen Curry is what is considered to be a skilled player. He controls the floor, he gets assists, he uses his talent, he uses his IQ in order to dominate the game. He's one of the best players in the game at the time. Also, Russell Westbrook, which is the second name you see on the screen, is also one of the most dominant forces in the game, but he uses his physical capability more than ever. He runs faster than his opponents, he jumps higher than his opponents, which allows him to succeed. So I watched the game. Maybe I wasn't as excited as this guy, but I love basketball, so maybe I was. I don't know. My results are as follows. Starting off with the athleticism stats over 5 random games from the 2014-2015 season, Russell Westbrook recorded a total of 12 steals in 5 games, 32 rebounds in 5 games, and 1 block. Going down to Stephen Curry's skill stats over a random 5 games in the 2014-2015 season, he recorded 28 assists, 52 field goals made, and 27 three-pointers made. In conclusion, based on the results of my coding, I found that the skill stats proved to be slightly more important than the hustle stats. The difference between the 2 players in the study was that Russell Westbrook's team had a 3-2 win-loss in the 5-game span, and Stephen Curry's team had a 4-1 win-loss in the 5-game span. Therefore, we might conclude that the skill stats proved to be more valuable than the hustle stats. Also, for the record, Stephen Curry's team actually went on to win the championship that year, and he also won the MVP of the league. So, with that being said, I'd like to conclude this presentation. Thank you for listening.